Good morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody. It's Kaghoe coming at you with another video. So we have some awesome changes to Caldoran, which should make it work a lot better. The fight had some really weird bugs that were happening with the ads that seem to be fixed, and it has me very excited to go back in there on Monday and hopefully be able to kill the final boss because of these changes. So without further ado, let's hop over and see some of these changes. So Experiment 800M will now correctly only activate if its on-use splash damage off of range attacks involve the weapon itself. Not Thunderclap, Shuriken Toss, but will activate off of Quick Shot and between the eyes. I'm not entirely sure what that is even from, but hopefully it is a good fix. Transmute Mithril to True Silver and Transmute Iron to Gold now benefit from Transmutation Mastery. So everybody is going after that Mithril to True Silver one because of the Ashbringer quest that announced that you needed, I think you need like 150 or 300 True Silver bars, something ridiculous. So everyone is going towards that True Silver bar X-Mute again. So nice to see that Transmutation Mastery works for those. And now here are the changes that are going to be so much better and help a lot with the fight, because phase 1 is definitely the hardest part of the Caldoran fight, and all of these are phase 1 things. Divine Conflagration's ground effect no longer displays a duration while inside. Divine Conflagration will now show on the ads so players know when they're inside the area. So that is huge because we've had so many times where the ads were like just outside of it. And for those of you that don't know the fight, Divine Conflagration goes on a player, any player in the raid, and it is a giant circle like Consecration that has to be put in wherever you want to take it. Usually people do it in front of the pillars. And so you have to have the ads inside of that fire when you kill them so they get incinerated by the Ashbringer, because if they are killed outside of that, when he casts essentially it's like Reclamation, it's a mass res that Caldoran casts, and he reses all of the ads and heals all of his current ads to full HP. So if you do not have him in the fire and kill them, you have a problem. And now the next one is what caused this to be so problematic. Ads will no longer fail to die when they hit 1 HP. So from my experience and over 30 plus wipes on him, what we have discovered is that if an ad was being stunned while they were casting and they had a 1 HP left, they would just live. And then so that guarantees Caldoran heals them. That guarantees they have to stay there and be interrupted. That makes it so much more difficult to keep the fight up. And pretty much anytime we got like 2 or 3 bugs, we just had to wipe it because it made it pretty much impossible. Now, they could die once Caldoran healed them. So it was manageable in a way, but it was still really bad. And I'm glad that bug is fixed. It really is hindering a lot of people's progression and ability to kill it. Then Wake of Ashes has had its wind-up animation changed to be slightly more distinct compared to his other attacks. So Wake of Ashes is a cast that he does, and it is a splash, so like it'll hit the raid. So that's what the tank is, pretty much just a tank thing. Make sure that he isn't turned to face the raid. But I've never even hit the raid with Wake of Ashes, so it's not really that crazy. You just have to make sure he's facing the other way. Execution Sentence, I would love to see change to some degree so that it can be survived. We're already running 3 tanks. I fear a 4th tank might be required to swap it and do rotations properly, but I don't know. I have to look into it more because I'm trying to survive it, and it is very hard. I have to pop nearly every damage reduction to survive it, and we already have tanks doing ads, so it's like I guess a 4th tank is required for that fight, but I don't even know if we have a 4th tank geared enough to not get one shot by Caldoran. So we'll play around with it, and hopefully it gets changed at some point too. Then ads will no longer be feared between phases if they are crowd controlled. So if you CC the ads yourself, they do not get feared in between phases. So all good changes, all hopefully will allow the fight to go smoothly. Calderon is honestly, like, I get unnerved heroic Lich King vibes from this fight with how perfect people have to play and how well they have to do. That is the only other fight that I have ever struggled on in Classic, was doing unnerved heroic 25-man Lich King, and that's kind of how Caldoran is making me feel right now. It's tough. Like, getting him out of phase 1 is tough. You have to essentially play everything perfect. You have to have people doing all the mechanics, and he just hits really, really hard. But those are just my thoughts. I love these changes, though, especially the 1 HP. I want to go up here and read yesterday's comments. We got a few more. Twiggy actually commented on the video yesterday, and so this change that he talked about, apparently they changed the patch notes. So there was a typo in the patch notes that said it was 20% instead of 30%. So his comment is completely valid. I kind of highlighted him there yesterday, but his comment is correct because they changed the 20 to 30% thing up here, so they messed up, not him. So then we have any news on a fix for Beatrix spawning double the amount of ads. I thought this was supposed to be fixed already, but it happened to us Tuesday, causing us a lot of progression time. I honestly don't really know. We have steamrolled Beatrix since the nerfs, so hopefully if that's a problem, it gets fixed. How in the world have you not fixed Feral Druid yet? Our 2-piece does nothing. Our 4-piece does little damage until you get 6-piece. And by the time you get your 6-piece, you can finally use the gear. You'll be outclassed by every other DPS class. This seems crazy to me. Buff Feral Druid. You nerfed our energy regen staff to the ground without buffing our tier or anything about Feral. Now we're at the bottom of the barrel. Imagine not getting to use your tier until you get all 6 pieces because 2 and 4-piece set bonus suck just to do no damage compared to everyone else. Please fix Feral Druid. This person is very upset about Feral Druid, and just to make it clear, I'm not advocating for them to rebuff the staff so non-power shifting can be viable. I'm just saying they nerfed our biggest damage increase staff weapon without buffing our incredible subpar set bonuses, making us an incredibly bad DPS spec. They should have at least kept the energy regain at 50% so we could do a little more damage. I would agree that 100% was too much, but 25% is way too low, so we do no damage from our tier set bonuses. Make the best 2 options for us are make staff energy regen 50%, make our new tier bonuses not completely useless. I'm all for changing tier gear bonuses, preferably 2-piece. Can't even use it, it does nothing. Making a class's tier useless until they get 6 pieces crazy. It's better to stick with 2-piece BWL, 4-piece AKO until you get everything insane. I'm a tank druid, so I don't really know how much that holds true. I thought Feral Druids were absolutely blasting this phase, or at least the first phase, but I guess after nerfs they were doing terrible. I haven't been able to turn on details in a while because of lag in SC with 40 people, so I don't really know. Then we have my raid is actively experiencing this very much. It is not being fixed, impossible to progress because the ads will not die and spam healing back to 100%. Ads still not dying at 1%, typical. Also fix Shadowbolt Valley cleave while you're at it again. Stop the knee-jerk reaction to over-nerfing things when everyone gets to enjoy cleave for free, but Locks start doing it all of a sudden, it's a crime SMH. So obviously Warlock player, very sad that a Shadowbolt Volley got nerfed, but the fact that 2 people are saying that these is not fixed makes me wonder what's happening because it's very bad. Like, and these were shortly after the post, so I don't know if maybe the hotfix hadn't gone live yet. I don't know what the situation is. I won't be back in there killing Caldoran until Monday, but all in all, if the change is true and the change works, great change. If not, hopefully we can find a solution to it. Because that is very wild, and I actually I hope that Calderon can be killed. It is a very tough fight, as I've said. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Would love to hear what you guys have to say, and until next time, I'll see you later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Hey you. Yes you. Are you still there? Well, I appreciate you for taking the time to watch this entire video and making it to the end here. If you enjoyed this video, definitely check out the other videos about World of Warcraft listed in these playlists down below. And thank you again. Have a great day. Bye-bye.